It is hard for me to part with what I've written, to lay down my pen, say enough, and go to sleep. I haven't slept for many nights, and yet I feel no fatigue. I could say my habitual, that's strange, but I've stopped being surprised. I can no longer separate myself from my astonishment. I simply remain in silent reflection upon existence, upon the incomprehensible, ever-renewing mystery of love and faith, which humbles and astounds me. Life is like a fairy tale, always beautiful, sometimes cruel, breathtaking. And so I sit, listening within, to the menacing yet friendly rumble of eternity that echoes deep in me like a distant storm. And I summon the kind of feelings and words that might cause you to pause, and for a moment, listen to yourself. Or no, let's begin differently. Listen. Gift yourself a little luxury. Don't buy a bar of far soap. Buy this book. I care nothing for money or fame, those things that barely outlive the moment of their own existence. I don't even care about leaving something behind. Each of us leaves behind more than we might care to notice. We leave behind good and bad words, gestures, petty and noble, weakness and strength, belief and disbelief, passion and indifference. We leave behind everything. What more can be added to that? It's rare, I suppose, for an author to review her own book this way. False modesty or pride is more fashionable. People are quicker to claim their failures or accomplishments. That is foreign to me. I don't take myself that seriously. I live as I feel. And I feel that whatever I do, whether good or bad, doesn't necessarily originate from me alone. This book is a piece of myself. One could say I wrote it with my life. And yet, for reasons I can't quite explain, I don't quite feel like its author. Maybe that's why it feels easy to say it's beautiful. It is beautiful, because it holds strength and faith. Faith in you, faith in myself, faith that everything has its time and meaning. Around me swirls what is called ordinary life. Ladies and gentlemen with impeccable smiles advertise miraculous whitening toothpastes, Milky Way bars, and tampons. People trudge through their weary and sad pilgrimage across the world of objects, of laughable and selfish ambitions, dressed in grand and responsible words. And always, I hear that everything is wrong, that life is never quite what it should be. I used to think everything was wrong too. I imagined the world should be like a loving and just father, and since it wasn't, there was no place for me in it. I wanted to be free, and I thought, if it's impossible to live by what one truly feels, then to hell with it. Maybe it's better to die by it. Now I know that love and freedom, and God and truth, are one and the same, and that one can spend a lifetime talking about them, and still never experience them. And if one doesn't experience them, then whatever one says about them is false, and then everything else one says about anything else will also be false. Because you can't truly know the part without knowing the whole, and you can't falsify one thing without falsifying everything. We're also imperfect, full of contradictions. We know so little about ourselves or about others. And that's fine. No one is the Alpha and the Omega, and no one ever will be. The point is, when you don't know something, you must be able to say, I don't know. Not pass judgment. Not teach others lessons you haven't learned yourself. Not leap into fixing the world with deadly serious authority. Are you listening? You see, I'm not talking nonsense. Maybe you're young, just beginning your life. Maybe this will matter to you. The so-called adults will try to convince you that you're not mature yet, that you lack their experience and wisdom, that they know better. Don't believe them. They know nothing. They are lost themselves, full of fear and disbelief, yearning for what they no longer dare call love, frantic, superficial, lonely, imprisoned by life's materiality. They understand nothing of this world. Before you give in to their pressure, before you doubt your own feelings, before you surrender your final defenses, look at their lives. It's true. Perhaps you haven't matured yet. Not into their conformity, their hypocrisy, their spiritual stagnation, into their rosy play, and cast off with a relief at night. If those masks haven't fused with their skin already, you still believe in something. You haven't yet turned yourself into a tool for satisfying 100 greedy needs and ambitions. Don't model yourself after them. Forgive them, and trust yourself. They cannot teach you what they do not know. They cannot teach you the courage and joy of being yourself, the courage to defy cowardly and petty conventions, the sacrifice of striving for truth about yourself, about another human being. Oh, they cannot teach you many things. But above all, they cannot teach you that to live is to love, and that only a person who is free and unafraid can truly love. Free from weakness, from pride, from illusions, from clinging to material goods, from all authorities, from the fear of aging and death. And you will never learn from them that the life is more than what you take it for. Not just more, but something else entirely.